Hello and welcome to the Voodoo Premium video for Friday, July 12th. This is David, and I want to talk through the Voodoo lines, what they showed us today, and what they're telling us going forward from here. Because the Voodoo lines are more than just pure support and resistance. Look, we can use them that way, and today was a great example, right? We opened pretty much right at this Voodoo skyline, popped above, tested it from above, and it held, and from there it was off to the races, where right up to the Voodoo snow line. And this Voodoo snow line here in the cash SPX, and I do like using them in the cash markets, but having that resistance there made this a great place for us to take some profits on some ES longs that we were running in the room today. And so it's pretty easy to see why you want to know where these levels are for support and resistance. But we also use them to generate some roadmaps for us. And we'll come out and look at this maybe on a daily chart or maybe even a little longer. So let me turn off these minor degree Voodoo skylines like the one we saw near today's low, and look at the move up from late October, right? So we put in a low at a Voodoo fire line, and these fire lines are the most important levels in the Voodoo lines roadmap. And when we hold one, when we come into it and it holds, it sets up a potential roadmap, right, at the companion fire line higher. So that's at about 59.25. Now, the roadmap towards there that we can analyze, it doesn't mean that we get there, right? The next most important of the levels are these Voodoo tree lines, right? So there are two of them, subdividing the area between the lower fire line at 40.83 and the upper fire line at 59.25. And so one of the things that we need to see in order to keep the roadmap alive, right, up towards 59.25 is we want to see not only, or we really want to see price climb above both of those tree lines. And so when we, you can see when we approached the lower tree line, we had some initial resistance, but we broke through, right? And when we broke through the upper tree line here, gosh, just a few weeks ago at this point, you can see that we tested from above and it held, and that propelled us upwards. And so long as we can hold this this tree line down near 5,200, just above 5,200. So long as we hold that, we can keep looking up, towards that upper fire line. Now, just like the tree lines subdivide regions between fire lines, the snow lines subdivide regions, right, at slightly larger degree, including this region between the tree line and the fire line. And so getting above and holding above this lower snow line keeps us on track to the upside, as long as we subsequently get above this upper snow line, the one that was today's high of the day. So what bulls really want to see is they want to see us get above 56.57, right? Today's high of the day. And if we do, maybe early next week, get above, maybe test from above and hold, right? That will keep the focus on additional upside. But if we give it up, right, then this 54.90 area becomes really important, because giving that up means that 52.22 needs to hold in order to keep the larger uptrend intact. So look, I'm thinking we get to 59.25 eventually It's really a question at this point of how far we pull back from today's high. If we just end up holding yesterday's low and eventually get back above 56, 57, it's all fine. But if we start to turn back down, and let's go ahead and maybe go to a 30-minute chart and put back in those Voodoo skylines that we removed, right? Look, anything that holds 5490 in here could mean it's just a small, couple of day pullback before heading back up, right? And it might be even smaller. It might end up holding this 5393 or 5554 level, right? The little skylines in between. But if we test and break 5490, I'm going to be inclined to think we have a bigger pullback. Right? Still looking at those upper levels eventually, but maybe going back towards that 5222 level, or if it breaks even lower before it mounts a final push up towards that 5925 level. So that's what I'm going to be watching going forward, right? You saw how the levels came into play today, but I'm going to look not only at the levels themselves, but the way price moves between them to keep track on which direction the major trend is in different time frames. So I hope you found that useful, and I will see you at the next update.
Hey, David here with Simpler Trading. Thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this video. I hope you found it useful. And if you did, please help us out. Click the like button. You can also add your comments below. We love to read those and respond to them. You can also click the bell icon. That will alert you whenever we have new and updated videos. And if you want to watch us trade in real time with our own money, you can visit simplertrading.com to learn how to sign up. Until I see you again, as always, good trading, and we'll see you at the next video.